Well, I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's training call. This will be a 5-week training session where we will discuss the 5 habits for massive success in send out cards. These habits were created by Cody Bateman, and they're just a really great tool for us to expand our business and grow by leaps and bounds. First, I'd like to start off by welcoming our guest speaker tonight. It's none other than our great leader, Penny Tremblay, who comes to us from North Bay, Ontario. Penny has been in Send Out Cards for, I think it's 8 years. She's a senior manager, has as a rapidly growing team, we're very excited. She's an author, she's a speaker, and she's a specialist in relationship marketing. So nobody better to show us the first habit, which is being a level 4 card sender. So without further ado, Penny, it's all yours.
Thank you very much. So, Mitch, you're going to advance the slides, or am I?
No, I can.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here as Mitch graciously introduced everything that is important that you know. Habit 1 is to be a level 4 card sender, and we're in the business of greeting cards and gifts, but even under that we're in the business of relationships, and we're in the business of giving. And this company was founded on the basis of giving to give. So this slide that says your why power is stronger than your willpower, this is why we send cards. This is why we do what we do. When we join Send Out Cards, we take an oath to send 1 card a day and 1 gift a week as a minimum. And so being a level 4 card sender basically means that you send a card every day just as naturally as you take a breath, you brush your teeth. It just becomes an absolute habit. And anything that's performed often enough becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, it becomes easy to perform. And when you perform it easily, you end up performing it often and teach others how to do the same. So we're all about card sending, and tonight what I'd like to do is spend about 30 minutes going through some amazing card examples because habit number 1, being a level 4 card sender, is something that I know you all do. You're all Send Out Cards distributors. You know how to send cards. If you don't, get with your sponsor who will spend some time showing you. And just for those of you who are introducing new distributors, which so many of you are, and our team is expanding and exploding at such a rapid pace that's why we're having these 5 habits of success calls every Tuesday night for the next 5 weeks, because we really want to support you and your new people coming into the business. So one of the things that you'll want to do with your new people is sit with them and take them through the Simple Success System. So that's the company tab, the resource center, the Simple Success System. There's about 4 to 6 videos on that page, and there's a new distributor checklist, which I recommend you download together, and your new distributors should be working through that checklist over time. When they've completed that checklist, they should be a manager. So that can happen very quickly. We've seen managers promote very quickly. And speaking of managers, I have a very special shout out today to Mitch and her new manager, Joanne Pagliari from Bolton, Ontario. So that is super exciting news. We are easily able to find people who find 3 people and so on, and that's what we need to become managers. So getting with people as a basis of their training and showing them how to send at least 1 to 5 cards, that's an awesome way to get them started, and then get them to become to make it a habit to send at least a card a day. So we have the privilege of doing this from our phone. But for tonight, we're just going to look at some of the different cards that we can send and why we send them. So let's move on to the next slide. Why we send cards is we want to be able to celebrate people. So how can you not celebrate a brand new baby? And here's a beautiful card that somebody took the time to create. Um, they found some pictures, or they asked whoever had the baby to send them some pictures, and they found some elements. The front of the card has a family picture and a picture of the new baby, and that thank you is an element that's chosen out of the list of elements. Same thing with the inside. There's some beautiful pictures, and there's some borders, and nice little elements that really, really celebrate a baby. In fact, now that I'm reading the text of this card, this is actually the mom of the baby sending a thank you card to Melissa Barlock for sending baby gift. So, what a gorgeous card, and I can only imagine how pretty the back is. So to celebrate things, we hear about accomplishments all the time. We hear about new life. We hear about people passing away, and those emotional connections that we can make so quickly right from our computer and get them out the door simply really create strong bonds and relationships. And one of the things that I want to say before we go any further about why we send cards, we don't send cards with the expectation of getting anything in return. And that's really important. In Sendo cards, the philosophy is give to give. And I remember a long time ago when I started with Sendo cards, I ended up getting a magazine from my upline, Lori Hayes, called Success from Home. It was called Success from Home. It was the magazine doing a feature on home-based businesses. They chose Sendo cards, and it was a fabulous magazine. And in there, Cody Bateman had an article about why we send out to give. We don't send out to receive, and that's got everything to do with the law of attraction. When we send out to give, we attract back exactly that. When we send out to give with a string attached, with an intention, an expectation, we get back exactly that. So we just want to send out to give and have no strings attached, no expectations. And so in send out cards, you're just looking for reasons to celebrate people. So let's take a look at the next card. This is a card created by our very own Rachel White. She is a manager in Thunder Bay. She couldn't make it tonight. She's in a band, but Mitch, just back up once. And so that big picture on the slide will go, okay, right there. So here's the front of the card. How Rachel created this collage was she downloaded a phone app. So as you know, a lot of you know, we can use our cell phones to send cards, and next week we're going to cover off the habit of becoming a level 4 smartphone user, and we will show you how to do this, okay? I promise you I'll show you how to do this. I have learned from Rachel. I've downloaded an app to create a collage. So you don't have to do this, okay? If this sounds a little bit out of your reach, then just put a photo on the card. But all Rachel had to do was open up her third-party app called Pick Collage and select 5 pictures, and Pick Collage just automatically scrambles them up into a beautiful collage, and then she saves the picture, and then boom, she pulls it into a card front. So that's an example of a collage app, using a collage app with the smartphone. Now, advance once to see the inside of the slide, and you'll see a span feature. So what Rachel did here was she likely went on Facebook and found all of these pictures, because what she was doing here was she was rekindling a relationship. She didn't ask somebody to send her these pictures. So this card came as a complete surprise to somebody. Rachel found her online on Facebook as somebody that she, used to be a little bit closer to. She had drifted apart, and now she was, coming back in to say, hey, I want to celebrate you and your family. So she found these pictures on Facebook, and this one that you're seeing here is the inside of the card. All you have to do is bring in a fairly high quality resolution photograph, and once it's in, to the middle of your card, you click span and it takes up the entire inside. So if that was a 3-panel card, it would have taken up the entire inside of the 3 panels as well. And as you can see by the writing, it would have been a lovely greeting to get. So that's an amazing example of how to celebrate people, how to rekindle relationships. Let's take a look at the next card. Here is a card that came from an accountant. And Mitch, I think you know the story on this one. If you want to tell us about it, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, this is another, I believe she's a senior manager with Send Out Cards who shared this card on Sincere. It's actually Bonnie Chan, and her husband is an accountant. So she sends out cards for her husband, around tax season and stuff, just to kind of promote him, but also, puts cute pictures and stuff. And she says that when she sent this particular card out, I think she said she sent 25 cards and she gained 10 customers out of this card. So she just sends them to prospects, and you can see here the little boy is saying, "My daddy says if I play for the Maple Leafs or the Canucks, he can use my helmet and skates as a tax deduction. Yay." So she's just giving hits and tricks about, taxes and stuff in the card. And the cuteness of it just gained a lot of popularity. Now, don't forget that our cards have 100% open rate. I dare anybody to sit down and think when they've received a card, if they haven't opened up the envelope. That's huge when you think of what happens when we buy if you're a business owner and you buy a postal code and you put, a whole bunch of flyers in there, what's the percentage of people that actually look at those? You're looking at about 1%. If you would send all this information we see on this card here, if we would send that in an email, you're looking at a good open rate of about 7%. So these cards are highly impactful and they're huge. So if you're a business owner, I highly encourage you to kind of put your thinking cap on and try and think of ingenious ways to, get some attention with cards. And if you don't feel like you have, like, I'm not creative. I can't think of that. That's what we have Sincere for. So don't hesitate to go on Sincere and look for examples. You just have to type in accountant and this card would come up. So there's all kinds of options there as well.
Yeah, and notice how at the very top left-hand corner of the inside of the card it says, "Hey, first name." What that is a feature called insert name. And when you're on the inside of the card and you have your toolbar at the bottom and it says, your font and your size and your color and everything, your signature, then there's a button that says first name, or it says insert name. And if you insert somebody's first name, then the card gets personalized. So if I was sending that card to Mitch, it would say, "Hey, Mitch." And then if I sent that same card to Marg, it would say, "Hey, Marg." And to Mireille, it would say, "Hey, Mireille," and so on. So even though you have a card that is kind of stock or standard for you to send out over and over again, you can really personalize it, and it takes the businessy piece away when there's a little bit more personalization in it. So let's take a look at another card example. So this is an IT company. May the 4th be with you. That would be something to send out in May to arrive around the 4th. And of course, it's about Star Wars and it's a play on words. So enough said. Nothing else needs to be said. But just look at the quality of that. That's just a gorgeous image that somebody spanned across the inside, and boom, it's beautiful. So let's keep going here. We've got a lot of different card examples to show you, and I hope that your mind is turning with amazing ideas for yourself and your customers. So we're going to skip through these next ones quickly, but here's a thank you. We appreciate you from the medical field saying, "Dear so-and-so, Thank you for your referral. So this is from one doctor to another. Doctors refer other doctors, and healthcare professionals rely on each other for referrals. So sending a quick card, whether it's with a gift or not, is always very much appreciated. And notice the back branding, Insight Diagnostic Imaging Corp. That's a beautiful corporate brand on the back of the card. So the next card is similar. Thank you for your time. This is a moving company. You can see their brand is called Planned Directions, your go-to movers. And what it says on the inside is, thank you for stopping by our booth at the 2015 REMAX Specialists Awards Banquet, or I can't really see, luncheon. Basically it's a connection. Nice to meet you, and keep us in mind, and tells the person where they met. So I think it's an excellent touch point. Like Mitch said, you could send mail. Mail doesn't stand up on your desk for even a couple of days, so a card does. So it often gets placed and positioned, and then that gives it a chance to get seen by other people as well. So let's keep moving on here. There's also a card here. Thank you for the opportunity. This is a renovations and contracting company. This is actually Heba here in the picture. She works with Melissa Barlock, and Domilia Group is her company. And she says, this is just a short note to inform you how happy we were to be able to provide you with a work estimate. So basically she sends a work estimate, and then she follows up with a card, and then she follows up on the work estimate. So that's a pretty nice way to treat a customer. Let's keep going. We'll see some other options here. Here's a car dealership taking a picture of some lucky lady who just bought this beautiful new white Ford. Thanks so much for your business, Darlene. We would be happy to reward you for your referrals. Tell your friends about your experience with Kevin, and he'll treat them with the same level of service. So, beautiful card. Who would throw that out if they just bought a new car? Right? I think that would be marking a very important moment in time, and it's a great way to celebrate a customer and also to ask for referrals. This is a great opportunity to send a card. Is some of your annual holidays that are least likely to be card specific holidays. Like, holiday cards are very popular, and I don't recommend not sending holiday cards, but think about all the other holidays or special days out there that you could send cards on, like St. Patrick's Day. I'm lucky to have you on my team. Well, I'm lucky to have all of you on my team, and here's a great way to show people how lucky that you feel, and just appreciate them. The next card is from Lori Hayes, and I know she's on the call tonight, and I'm just so very proud of this card. She sends this card when she has a new customer, and it's a 3-panel card. There's tips and resources about using the service, how to increase referrals for your business using send out cards, and that sample on the third panel is custom card backs. Beautiful, beautiful pictures of card backs to give people an idea of what they could use their card backs for. And then the last panel, because it is a trifold card, you've got 5 panels to work with and a back panel now, is Lori's personal greeting and her beautiful picture and her contact information. And this is why she's so successful in send out cards, because she treats people so special. And she actually sponsored me. I still have the cards that she sent me way back then, and it's just a gorgeous card. Lori's very talented when it comes to card making, and I'm sure if you ever wanted her to share any of her wisdom with you, she'd be willing to do that. She just typed if anyone wants a copy of it to let her know, and she'll share it to your accounts. So you'll need to put your distributor number in the chat screen right now, and Lori can share her campaign to you if you give her your ID number. So that would be like 168825 or whatever. Just type it in the chat area, and Lori will get you that card. Save you all that hard work. Okay, this is a great story here. So imagine you're a realtor or you know a realtor and they have sold a home. They get a picture of the couple in front of their home with the sold sign. What a wonderful souvenir, right? Then they say to the couple, you know, how about I send this card to 5 or 10 of your most important favorite people? That way, they'll know you sold your house and maybe we can include your new address. So the people are elated because the real estate agent would actually do that for them. What the real estate agent actually walks out with is 5 or 10 new people added to their database. People who are receiving this card, they're going to keep it around because they love this couple. The realtor said 5 or 10 of your closest people in your life. And the realtor even sends, some goodies, cake, coffee, cookies, whatever. So what a great and creative way to get your name out there and really celebrate somebody's big, move, mark a memory in time, build your database. We were at Prompting's Academy and we heard from our newest executive, Gail Zantek, about celebrating people with greeting cards who were so tickled pink with her service that they referred their entire family that was migrating to the area that she lives in. And she did like millions of dollars in house sales from this one family. So, real estate agents can really, really take a big bite into their market by staying top of mind with their cameras right on their phones, sending cards. Here's a happy birthday card. This is also created by Lori Hayes. Beautiful woman on the front, and then on the inside, a picture of her doing her work in a kitchen. Happy birthday, Maria, it says, wishing you the best year ever. Never, ever, ever will Maria throw that card out. That is just way too special. So keep your cameras rolling and take pictures of people to celebrate them, and or look for pictures that they may have posted themselves online. And Lori says she became a customer after getting it. Of course she would. Of course she would become a customer. So I know for a fact that Lori didn't send the card in, to get a customer or with an expectation, because when you do that, you really set yourself up for disappointment. But people, send out cards is new. We're 12 years old, but this is such a new thing. When people get a card like this, they call you up. They go, "Oh my gosh, as if you made this for me. This is so amazing. How did you do that?"
Well,
So let's take a look at.
if I could add here about birthday cards, if you want to sit back and you want to think of, and I said this at my BNI chapter a couple weeks ago, if we sit back and we think of the last time we received birthday cards, unless you're note cards, of course, but it's probably people that like your mother, your sister, your close friend, or your neighbor brings over a card for you, and those are all people that you have relationships with, right? So if people start sending birthday cards to their clients, they're like sealing that relationship, because that's who we receive birthday cards from. If you celebrate the day somebody was born, it's huge in sealing a relationship.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Okay. So I'm sorry. My apologies. What a great way to, mend a mistake. To send an I'm sorry card, my apologies, is awesome. And there's some gift cards here in the picture. I want you as distributors to know something. You don't have a gift. A card is amazing. I know sometimes we get gift sending happy and then all of our expense money is gone and we think, oh, I need to make money. I need to make money. Yes, you need to find a good balance. But when you can send a card with a gift, it's so super easy. So I guess my point here is you don't have to send a gift, but the gift cards, they slide into the card very easily. The brownies are spectacular. And our gifts are actually very reasonably priced. You can buy gifts on our gifting catalog from 7 points to 700 points. So there's something in every price point. And if you get a gift that fits in a card, it doesn't cost any more than an 85-cent stamp to get it to your recipient in Canada.
And don't
I
forget,
want to tell you.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just
Go
wanted
ahead,
to
Mitch.
mention about the Tim Hortons card and the variety pack card for Canada. We're actually only paying $7.90 for a $10 card. So Send Out Cards is gracious enough to actually do the conversion for us. So we're not actually paying $10 US for a $10 Canadian card. Excuse me. And that's a change that just happened a couple months ago. And that was huge for us. And it really shows how Send Out Cards is appreciating the fact that we're Canadians.
That's awesome, Mitch. I didn't know that. And thanks for sharing that. It just reinforces the learning that we never stop doing. So did I understand you say that it's Tim Hortons cards?
Yeah, the Tim Hortons card and the variety pack card that has like
Yeah,
Harvey's and Casey's and
the
those.
5 restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
they
great.
actually
Excellent. Good.
reduced the cost of them for us.
Okay, good. I want to tell you a story about a Starbucks card. Years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, I was in the website and email marketing business, and I helped a client take business cards once his guys came back from a trade show. This client was in the roofing business, and he sent a few salesmen to the United States to a very, very big construction show to show their new patented roofing system. And these salespeople came back with about 15 to 20 business cards of people that were interested prospects that they had talked to. Now we all come back from these trade shows with a mitt full of business cards with very good intentions to follow up, and I'll tell you, very few people actually follow up on their leads. So note to self, definitely now you have the tool, make sure you follow up on your leads. But how many other businesses out there that you are passing every single day have the need to use a tool to follow up on their leads? So I said to these sales guys, I said, give me the business cards. I will follow up. I sent everybody a card saying, nice to meet you. On the inside, it said, we would love to take you for a coffee, but seeing as though we live in Canada and you live in the United States, here's a $5 Starbucks card. Please buy yourself a coffee on us. That company did $1 million sale from that card campaign. All I sent was 20 cards with 25 Starbucks cards, one in each, and they did $1 million sale. Now, they're in the commercial roofing business. That's one sale is $1 million, but hey, $1 million is $1 million. Here is our beautiful Marnie Stone, our newest senior manager to our team. She's in Sault Ste. Marie. She's the one laying on the desk in the reindeer shirt with the reindeer antlers and the red pants. This is Stone's office supply getting together for a group Christmas picture photo, which their clients just love. So they do a very personal holiday card with their staff featured in the card, which I think is just so much fun and so exciting. So let's move on from this Happy Holidays card on to the next one here. This is a card sample from a mortgage broker for Valentine's Day, sending something to somebody special. Thank you for being part of my life. I appreciate you and your friendship so much. This is me sending you some love today. Happy Valentine's Day. So, we can send a little bit of business love on Valentine's Day in a business card, and here's a perfect example. So let's check out the next one. This is my card. It's funny because Mitch has a great term that she learned from, I don't know, maybe Steve or Demar or somebody in the Eagle ranks or higher with send out cards. And, if you don't like something, she says, well, build a bridge and get over it. Well, um, here's a card that I use to thank people even when they don't accept my proposal. So as you know, or as you may know, I'm in the leadership training business and I do more proposals than what I get accepted. So sometimes my proposal doesn't get accepted and I send them this beautiful card with a bridge on the front, and I have my business card on the inside. That element, a hand holding a blank photo is found in the elements section. And I just snap my photograph into the right spot, and it, lands in there beautifully. And it says, "Dear first name, thank you for your interest. Although it didn't come to fruition, I feel that a bridge has been built and can be crossed again anytime in the future." So I put my name and my phone number. It just leaves the door open. I just want to clear up any potential, bad feelings that I wasn't chosen or selected, and leave things wide open. This is a campaign. If anybody wants this one, let me know. Okay. And maybe Lori Hayes, you can collect these ID numbers that are going to come in if people do want this card, because I'm going to be busy moving along here with the next card. So with the bundles, Send Out Cards is giving away the 7-touch campaign. So is it my understanding that this comes with all the bundles, Mitch?
No, it comes with the marketing bundle and the business bundle.
Okay, the marketing bundle, thank you. Okay, so this is a 7-touch campaign, but you know what? If you have this, great. If you don't have it, you can create one of your own, and it's a selling feature to encourage people to buy the business bundle. But here's how campaigns work. So far, all the cards that we've seen are just cards. Maybe they are campaigns. A campaign means a card that you will set up to send out more than once, either once to a group of people all at the same time, like one holiday card to 500 people, click of a button, boom, gone. Or if you have a card campaign like the bridge one that I just showed you, that would be a campaign that I would send out once in a blue moon when my proposal wasn't accepted. So those are campaigns. Now the beauty of campaigns is that you can actually have more than one card in a campaign. So this particular sample campaign has 7 different touch points. So it's like a drip. For example, card number 1 is actually at the bottom, and it goes out immediately. Okay. Card number 2, it goes out on the person's anniversary. So when you're setting up a contact and you have an anniversary field and you have a date in there, let's say their anniversary is June the 18th, well, the system will look backwards 2 weeks and put that card in the print queue 2 weeks before June the 18th. Okay. The card 3 is a gratitude card, likely being sent in the fall. Maybe the date needs to be tweaked. It says immediate, but you could specify, I want that card to go out on October the 1st. Card number 4 is a holiday card. It's going out December 10th. Card number 5 is a spring card. It's going out April 21st. And card number 6 is 7 days before the person's birthday. And card number 7 is a thank you card that goes out immediately. So my point is, you can automate your marketing so perfectly that when you get a new customer, you can put them on this 7-touch campaign, or any campaign with multiple cards inside the campaign, and the system just sends out the cards as it was scheduled to do. So this is a fantastic way for people to send out 7 cards to one person with the click of a button.
So if I could just sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to tell the story about that, but I just want to answer Kim's question really quick. When you say anniversary, do you mean anniversary of your meeting or someone's actual anniversary? That's up to you. You can select what date you want to put in the contact for the anniversary date. I know that realtors will use the date of a house close, or a mortgage broker will use the date of a house close as anniversary. But me, being a Send Out Cards representative, I use anniversary either by the day a distributor signed up, or for my family, it's actually their anniversary, wedding anniversary. So it's however you choose to use that date. It's up to you. But the story I have with campaigns is, when I signed up as a distributor, Penny put me on a campaign, and I don't even know if she realizes that, but a couple months into me being a distributor, and really I was not active, had really not done anything. I don't think I did anything for my first 6 months. I received a card with Penny, and it had beach money in it. the audio version of Beach Money, and the top of the card was a sales card telling us that, you know, how does it go? Like a sales is not made till you've actually followed up with someone 10 to 12 times or something like that. Do you remember that card, Penny?
I sure do, and I use it in my relationship marketing presentation, and it's available in the special interest business section under send out cards, and it shows all of the different percentages of sales made on the first follow up, second follow up, third, and 80% of them are actually made after you followed up with somebody 6 to 12 times. And I'm glad you mentioned this because I was actually cold called by Lori Hayes about this business, and I was too busy to listen to her for a year. So my message to everybody is don't give up on people, okay? Don't give up on people that think they're too busy to listen to you. They're too busy because they're not listening to you. And until they say, no, don't ever call me again, which usually people don't, stay in touch with them. Lori sent me that card, the sales statistics card. I still have it. And I sent, I have a card, a campaign with 3 cards in it. It's called After Showing Somebody the Business. So after I show somebody send out cards as a business to join to build their business with cards and to also earn a residual income like we do, I put them on a 3-card campaign. I send out a card immediately, a card the following week, and a card the following week. And it always gets attention. So I did that for a gentleman in Sault Ste. Marie that I brought into the business. His name is Lou. He's an internet marketer. I met him years ago. And then the first thing he did was introduce Marnie Stone into the business. So Marnie Stone, who I just said is a brand new senior manager, she's on my team. She's a senior manager under me. And she's got a dynamic growing team in Sault Ste. Marie. And why is she on my team? I didn't even know Marnie. I put her sponsor on a campaign that sent out card after card after card. I actually got a few distributors that way. I'm not saying you're going to get them all that way. Sometimes you have to roll up your sleeves and make the call and send the text and drop in and all that other stuff. But what a great way to invest in somebody by sending out a campaign loaded with a few cards. So that is a little bit about our campaign feature. So that's our first habit of success, and I hope that you have some new inspiration about how to be a level 4 card sender. Just to recap, definitely a card a day. Get it done as if it's habit, just like you'd be breathing or eating breakfast or grabbing that coffee in the morning. It's so easy to do it from your phone or send out a campaign that's already been created. What I do is I look up and I say, who needs a card today? And it's pretty amazing how there's a force way greater than me who brings a little name to my head, who gets a card from me, who, has a better day a week from now because I thought of them. So I really want to honor you guys for being here on the call. It is being recorded. I hope you found some great value. I'd love to get some feedback. And I would be happy to close off this part of the call. I know we've got some announcements. We've got some great team meetings going on. Tomorrow night, North Bay, we're having our weekly meeting at Cecil's. So if anybody knows anybody in North Bay, we'd be very happy to receive your guests. Mitch, did you want to mention your Thursday night meeting?
Yeah, so every Thursday night at Blackthorn Group, I post it on the team page. I try and post it in both Sock Tribe and Team Momentum. We have a business presentation at that event where, Jill and I just kind of go through the whole presentation, the slideshow that are in the, in the resource center. So if you guys know anybody in the GTA and would like to send them to our presentation, please don't hesitate. I know we had a distributor from Timmins last week. I have another one from Kitchener that's coming this week. So please don't hesitate. Send people our way. We'll be happy to, take care of them and then send them back to you.
Awesome. Lori Hayes has regular meetings in Sault Ste. Marie. Marnie Stone or in Sudbury. Marnie Stone has regular meetings in Sault Ste. Marie. Rachel White has regular meetings in Thunder Bay on Thursday nights. So make sure you stay glued to the Team Momentum Facebook page or the Sock Tribe Facebook page. That's where we post all of our stuff. And one more thing, we are having a very special event here for those of you who want to pick our brains and learn from the experts in June on the 10th and 11th and 12th that weekend. We are hosting you for a boot camp here at my lakefront property on Trout Lake in North Bay. Those of you who are traveling locally, you may only want to come for Saturday, and that's fine as well. But those of you who are traveling long distance, we welcome you to come and join us and enjoy this beautiful lake and view and peaceful property and enjoy some food with us. But mostly, we will be rolling up our sleeves and getting to work. So send your people, send your distributors. One other announcement I want to make before we hit our 45-minute mark is when Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. That's going to be in 15 minutes from now. Melissa Barlock does an amazing webinar. I'm going to type the address here. It's called the Ultimate Business Tool.ca. So this webinar you'll want to pre-register for. You can do that now or a couple minutes before it starts, or even days before it starts. This is an excellent business presentation. So if you want to learn how to do the business presentation better, that's how to show send out cards to somebody, including the product and the money. This is an amazing weekly webinar that you can leverage. And this is a very important word that I want to use. Again, you can leverage this call that you just listened to. We're going to do it every Tuesday night for 5 nights, and then based on your feedback and the success, we might just run the series over and over again to teach your people. So leverage this so you don't have to be doing this. You can keep gathering customers and distributors, and send your distributors to the ultimatebusinesstool.ca to learn from Melissa Barlock. She's very polished. Also, send your prospects, because this is a business presentation and she will show them the business, at which time you will get back to them and they can sign up with you. So thank you so much, everyone. We're right on the mark here, 8:45. Thanks for joining us, and we'll watch for you in the Team Momentum and Sock Tribe. We'll watch to see all of your success so that we can celebrate with you and send you some cards.
Have a great night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.